fishing, just fishing, fishing, just fishing.
Jigging jerks, jigging jerks, jigging jerks.
Fishing,
Jigging jerks, jigging jerks.
just fishing,
Jigging jerks, jigging jerks, jigging jerks.
fishing,
Jigging jerks, jigging jerks.
just fishing,
Jigging jerks, jigging jerks, jigging jerks.
fishing.
Jigging jerks, jigging jerks.
Hampton Lady, Kenny Westerfeld, August 13, fluke trip. Doc, John.
Joe and Steve.
No, you guys don't count. You're not John.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
You're invisible to us.
We got a boatload of Johns here.
Yeah.
My confirmation name is John.
Oh, there you go. You're in.
There you go.
Steve's in. Sorry. Oh, Joe's in. Steve, you're out.
That's okay.
We can christen him a John.
Yeah.
Actually, he's got a.
Okay, here we go, guys, and thanks for watching. This is a August 13 trip on the Hampton Lady, a charter boat out of Shinnecock in eastern Long Island. Fishes the South Shore on the ocean, and it was a trip organized by our good friend Ken Westerfeld, the Blackfish World Record Holder. Kenny runs a popular Facebook, New York, Long Island fishing page, and he put a few trips together with prizes. One price includes everything. We previously advised the folks on Jigging Jerks that we were going to be part of this trip. Did get to meet a lot of great people, Steve and Joe in that intro, Jeff from Pennsylvania, just to name a few of the guys who made it. And two things on this. One, wow, the weatherman was wrong. Prediction 5 to 10, 30% chance of rain during 1 hour, and some front came out of nowhere, and the absolute worst fishing conditions I've ever been in. And you'll see a little bit of that later. And because of that, the fishing was not that great. And Captain James really knows how to get people on the fish. He's had, as I record this, I just saw that he had over 100 keeper fluke yesterday, including at least one double digit. And Sweeney and Doc were on this very trip last year around this time, and they won first and second place with a 10-pounder and a 9.5-pounder. So the boat gets on fish, just the conditions were terrible today. And the second thing, focus on a little in the beginning, I was fishing the wrong side of the boat, the side where the line goes under, and it was an absolute ripping current today, on this day at least. Guys are using 15, 16 ounces of weight to stay bottom. 12 was probably the average. And, when I realized my line was going to be going under the boat, you'll see here I put the rod away and I get out my spinner. This is a Pompano base spinner, very light action. It's the same one C Money uses, and I have a 1.5 ounce Spro bucktail on that. And, it was able to get to the bottom, casting out up current and just letting the Spro work its magic, just give it twitches here and there. Elias does this too. Ken Westerfeld does this too. And you can get fish. Now, I didn't get any fluke this way, but, you can get fish. As far as fluke on this trip, because of the tough conditions, I believe 9 or 10 total caught. Ken Westerfeld had 4 of them. Sweeney had 2. I had 1, although, of course, I did not have my camera on for mine. And Sweeney won 3rd place. Kenny won the pool. So all in all, good showing by the folks I knew. But yeah, it really would have been a lot more fun if the conditions cooperated. And the key thing here, though, is the weatherman was way, way wrong, and we'll see that coming up.
Anybody need a net up here yet?
No.
How deep, boy? How deep? How long did it come
I
out?
have no idea.
Oh, well, how long?
I don't have a depth finder.
Let's see this. What you got?
I got a sea bass. Not even a big one.
We got hammerheads.
I got a sea bass. Hi guys.
Where are you keeping these things?
I don't want to keep any sea bass. If anybody wants it upstairs.
So again, the technique here is a simple one. You cast up current, and as the boat's drifting away, that light bucktail gets to the bottom. Believe it or not, 1.5 ounces will get to the bottom, even in 70 feet of water, and it'll just swim back towards the boat with the current, and you will catch fish that way. And it's a good alternative on days when, if you are on a party boat or you're just on a regular boat and you have to fish two sides because you have too many people. It's something to consider.
Caught on something.
It's probably docked.
No, I'm caught on the boat somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm off.
Kenny, that's gonna be my head all day. Thanks.
Craig, how deep are we fishing? Maybe 50? 60-ish? Might be up there. No. Not what we're going for.
And I know you guys don't want to see me catching relatively small sea bass after sea bass with that spinner. The thing about this trip again was the weather, and here's where it just starts getting bad. And Doc and I didn't bring rain gear because we honestly didn't think it was going to rain. But yeah, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Rain, wind, cold. Doc and I, like idiots. Jigging idiots.
Pretty dry.
Yeah. Well, John over here has 32 layers on. He's dressed like it's January. Plus, I'm sure that beer is keeping him warm. It's 4:30 in the morning. He should know. No, it's not 4:30.
You made me an alcoholic.
And as you could probably tell, as the weather's getting, rougher and rougher, the wind was picking up. And what I didn't realize was every time I thought I was turning my camera on, I was actually turning it off, and vice versa. The GoPro has a series of beeps telling you the camera's on, has a series of beeps telling you the camera's off. When it's so windy, you can't hear the beeps, and I just thought I was doing it the other way. And it wasn't until I was editing the video and saw that all the boat rides I was getting, the trips to the bathroom I was getting, but the fish I didn't get. That's about an hour stretch, including a keeper I caught. And it was only right when I caught the keeper that I realized I didn't have the camera on. on. But I did get Sweeney's 2 keepers here.
Species? That's the right species.
Hey, drop that. I need 20 bucks. Come on, Kenny, cut his line. I'll give you 10 bucks.
And what you hear Sweeney talking about, Captain James offered a $20 bounty to the next keeper, Fluke, and Ken Westerfeld hooked up literally 30 seconds before Sweeney did, and it was a race to the top, but Kenny did beat him out.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I wasn't thinking. Good job, Kenny, good job.
I just got whacked. Keeper? Yeah, keeper. Bigger than mine. You're on? Ooh.
It's a good one.
Sweeney, another point.
No hitch. Nah, I lightened up, man.
Oh, I just got whacked too.
Oh, really? Is that how it goes? Dropped it again?
Yeah, that had weight. Oh, you got a nice fish.
I'll swing it in. I'll swing it right into you. Oh, it's tied with me now.
Did you see me just now?
And you know, the weather got progressively worse and worse, and not Captain James' fault, because we all looked at the forecast. Sweeney, myself, Ken, Doc, none of this was in the forecast. Certainly not the wind, certainly not the driving rain. But considering the terrible conditions, kudos to Captain James for at least remotely getting us near the fish. And I highly recommend them. Shinnecock, the Hampton Lady is the name of the boat. It's in Shinnecock. If anybody wants really a first class party boat for Fluke in Eastern Long Island. And we're going to end it with this clip. It met some great guys on the boat. That's one of the great things about party boat fishing. You do meet great people. And Jeff from Mechanicsburg is actually a subscriber. He made the long trek from Pennsylvania. And who other than Doc would know somebody that owns a restaurant in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, with the most unfortunate name, Wiener World.
Fishing.
Jeff from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, has ever heard of Wiener World? Wiener World.
Isn't that right?
So it's a hot dog place? Yeah.
It's a gay bar.
It could be a gay bar. Yeah, Doc, it's either a hot dog place or a gay bar.
Extra sauerkraut.
Yeah.